Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is Linthio coming at you today, finally with the anticipated Blue Eyes Buster Blader deck profile. Now, yes, I've been testing this for a while and I haven't really been happy with it. And when the Buster Bladers first came out, I was really happy and wanting to play them, but then I just couldn't really find a build I liked. And then in comes the Blue Eyes support, and I was just waiting for that from Shining Victories. So without further ado, I'll go straight into it. So we'll start off with the Blue Eyes engine. So starting us off, we have the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously, this is how it works. It's pretty standard. I'm running a fairly decent sized Blue Eyes engine just because it works really well. I'll go over the different things how it works with, but obviously you run Blue Eyes. He's one of the main key combo pieces of the deck, being able to just get off different effects like Sage of Blue Eyes and the Maiden and all this stuff. So yeah, it makes sense to run it at 3. Next up, we have 2 Dragon Spirit of the White. Now, I really like this card. Obviously, we don't have Alternate Dragon yet in the TCG, but this card just looks absolutely amazing. I really do love it. It's always treated as a Blue Eyes, 2/5 attack, 2k defense. It's always treated as a normal monster when it's in your hand or graveyard. When it's normal or special summon, targets a spell card, spell or trap card on the field, well, your opponent controls, sorry, and banish it. So it's really nice to clear out any horrible back row. It's quite nice as well if you use it with the White Stone of Ancients and all different things like that. It's a really solid card. I really do like it. Nice trade-in target. Nice easily to get in the out from the graveyard. So yeah, so just overall, it's just a really good card. Next up, the MVP, the whole card that makes this deck work, this whole deck combination, is Sage with Eyes of Blue. I absolutely love this card, and I've been waiting for it for so long to come out. But it is a level 1 Light Tuner spellcaster. When it's normal summoned, you can add 1 Light Tuner monster from level 1 Light Tuner monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. You can discard this card, then target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard. Then if you do special 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck, you can only activate each effect once per turn. So you can see how it works. You discard this and another monster, and target another monster on your side of the field, send them both to the graveyard, and then you special summon out 1 Blue Eyes. But the main effect is being able to search out a level 1 tuner, which is what we use this for. I'll get to that in a little sec. But this card is just so good, especially when you combo with Mausoleum. This and Mausoleum is just like summon, search, summon. There are just so many good plays that you can do with it. I really do love the cards. The artwork looks absolutely sick as well. I do love all the artwork for the Blue Eyes stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, Sage of Blue, Eyes of Blue is a really important card for this deck, at least for my version. And it is an automatic 3 of. Next up, we have 2 Maiden with Eyes of Blue. I'm running 2 Maiden simply because it's a really good card. It's a nice tuner, easily searchable, and it causes a lot of problems for a lot of decks, which I really do like. Obviously, the whole thing of if it's targeted for an attack and all this stuff, you can negate it. If it's targeted for an effect, all this stuff, you special summon out Blue Eyes. Really solid card, really, really nice. I absolutely love it. I originally had it at 1, but I was just like, no, I'm going to try this out at 2, and 2's been working really well. So 2 Maidens are really solid for the engine. The last 2 cards we have 1, the White Stone of Ancients. I really like this card as well, but only a 1 of. It's a Dragon Tuner level 1, so it's easily searchable again. But the important thing is when it's in the graveyard, if it's sent there at the end of the turn, you special summon out of Blue Eyes, which is really, really important. I really do love it. I love the fact that you can just summon out like Spirit. You just summon out Spirit in your end phase and then get rid of a back row if so wish, and just other different plays like that. It's a nice card of Consonance target as well. So yeah, overall, nice card. And then finally, for the Blue Eyes engine, we have the 1 White Stone of Legend, at least for the monsters. 1 White Stone of Legend. I'm trying it out. It's working out fairly well. Just because, again, it's a nice way to get Blue Eyes to my hand. Cards of Consonance target, as you probably will have all guessed. And just in general, really nice, and I do like it. I do have a lot of tuners in this deck. Buster Blader engine, we have 2 Buster Blader. Now, I'm only running 2, simply because I have a certain spell card called Emperor, Emblem, sorry, of the Dragon Destroyer, and you can get them back from the graveyard, so that's why you only need to run 2, you don't need to run any more. The DT looks absolutely awesome, I really do love it, that's what I was waiting for as well. But yeah, the Buster Blader is really nice, obviously one of the key cards in the deck, being able to bring out the big Buster Blader, the Buster Dragon, all these different types of things. Very important card, and yeah, you can actually get some quite high attack. Next up, we have 3 of the Buster Whelp of the Destruction Sword. So this is one of the key cards for the Buster Blader engine, simply because you can, when you normal summon it, you can add one Destruction Sword from your deck to your hands. And then you can use one of the following effects. You can tribute this card special one one Buster Blader monster from your hand or graveyard. If this card's in your graveyard and you control a Buster Blader, you can discard one Destruction Sword and then special summon it. So, important thing, I am not running the other new Buster Blader, the one that's the other effect, not this one. Simply because it doesn't work with Buster Whelp. Buster Whelp specifically says you have to special summon one Buster Blader, so you can't special summon the other one from your hand. So that's a really big problem, and it's just really not worth running the other one in my opinion in this version. I like the way that it runs, I like the way it's built, and it just works really well. So having 3 of these is certainly important. It's the most important card for the Buster Blader engine, apart from obviously the original Buster Blader. Next up, we have 2 Dragon Buster of the Sword Destruction. Really good card. Obviously, stopping your opponent going into their extra deck is really, really solid and strong. I don't really know what to say about this. 3 is too cloggy, and 1, I don't see it enough. So 2 is just really good. I just found that it worked really well, and yeah, that's kind of it for that one. Next up, going on to the spells, we have 3 Mausoleum of the White. This card is super important for this deck. It's really, really good. I do love it. Don't know what it does. It's a field spell. During your main phase, you can normal summon one level 1 light tuner monster in addition to your normal summon or set. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control, send one normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, target that monster. The targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster that was sent to the graveyard times 100 until the end phase. And then the really random card, if this card is you gain the effect even if the card's gotten rid of. And then the really random one is you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. So obviously Burst Stream of Destruction isn't being played in this deck. And now you might say, well, why don't you just put it as a one-off? Well, I could, but I found that I dead drew it so much. And if you want to play a pure engine, then you might want to play. You might want to side it. I don't know. It's up to you. But the fact it can be searched is hilarious. Anyway, Mausoleum of the White is really important to get the combo pieces going. So you summon the Sage, search out the Buster Whelp, summon the Buster Whelp, search out another card, tribute the Buster Whelp for like a Buster Blader, then synchro up into like Buster Dragon, and just keep going. So it's just so good. It's really, really nice. I like to see how the deck runs just so smoothly with these types of things. Obviously, you are prone to bricking, but that is just what you get for playing a fun deck like this. A lot of people say, can this compete with the meta? Well, it takes a lot of tweaking. You can try yourself. I don't know if I'm going to be properly playing this outside of my room or not. I kind of do want to bring it to locals a few times just to see. But anyway, Mausoleum of the White is really important. It's a really good card. I absolutely do love it. And it just works really well with the deck. In conjunction with this, I do play 2 Terraforming, simply because you want to see Mausoleum as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's that. Next up, we have 3 Emperor. I don't know why I keep saying Emperor today. It's really weird. Emblem of the Dragon Destruction. Now, as I said, this card searches out your Buster Blader, which keeps your combo pieces going. It searches out from the graveyard as well. So that's why I don't run 3 Buster Bladers. So really good card, solid, just a standard searcher, hardly ever dead. Next up, we have 3 cards of Consonance. We have an abundance of level 1 tuners, which is Sage, Maiden, Whitestone, White Legend, and then you also have the Buster Whelp. So it's just so many that you can actually discard off this. There's a lot of combos you can do with them as well. And yeah, just in general, it's a nice draw card. Drawing is good for this deck because it can brick, as I said. Then the other draw card in here is 2 Trading. The reason why I've only got 2 and not 3 is because I only play like 5 level 8s, I do believe. Yeah, 5 level 8s, and sometimes you just don't want all of them in the graveyard, so 2 Trading was just working really well. Then 2 Destruction Swordsman Fusion. Obviously, this is to bring out your Buster Blader Fusion. Now, I only run 2 simply because I can recycle this back to my hand by sending a card to the graveyard to add it to my hand. So that's simply why that's here. It's really nice. It's an awesome spell card. I don't play the other one that you banish and gain attack. It's pointless in my opinion, and it's wasting space. Because you should really be beating over monsters anyway with the amount of attack power you have in this deck, but I digress. So 2 Destruction Swordsman Fusion is really, really nice. And yeah, it just works really well. You can argue that you want to see it more than 2, but in testing I didn't see that I would want to see like multiple ones in my hand, because if I had 3 I'd open up 2 and I'd be like, well, there's a dead card. 2 Twin Twister, we don't like back row, we want to make sure we can get rid of it. This and Spirit just help clear any annoying cards out. So yeah, and you can discard cards in this deck, no problem. 1 for 1, just in case I need to get to anything, or if I haven't maybe got my Sage or my Buster Whelp, really important to get to them as soon as possible. Where Art Thou, exactly the same thing. Where Art Thou is a pretty good one where you can combo it with Sage, in the fact that Sage will search out something and then you can Where Art Thou to search out like a different level 1 tuner, for example, and then summon that level 1 tuner so you don't actually take the damage, and you've also just kind of plus nicely. The 1 Silver's Cry, you could argue that you want to play more of these. When I was in testing, I found that I would draw these, unfortunately, in dead hands, and maybe it was just unlucky, but, you know, you can summon out the Blue Eyes, you can summon out the Spirit of White as well, because it does state that it's treated as a normal monster in the hand or graveyard. Important is the graveyard, so... Yes, Silver's Cry is really nice one. You can play more if you like, but I just found the deck constraints, the tightness of this deck is just quite a lot. So yeah, and then finally 1 Soul Charge just to make some unbreakable boards. So going on to the extra deck, obviously this is where lots of pretty monsters are. So we have 2 Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer. Try that again. Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. I absolutely love this card. If you don't know what it does, it's a very, very long text, but it requires a Buster Blade from a Dragon monster, so obviously you can see how that works nicely. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card cannot attack directly, which sucks. This card gains an extra 1,000 attack and defense for each Dragon monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Change all Dragon-type monsters your opponent controls to defense position. Also, Dragon monsters your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. If this card attacks the defense position monster, inflicts piercing to them. So, obviously, this works really well. But why are you like, well, when are you ever going to play against dragons? When you have Buster Dragon on the field. So I'll talk about these 2 at the same time, because obviously this is the combo. This is a really strong board. If you have both of these out, it's quite difficult for your opponent to do anything, because Buster Dragon states, and I quote, this is just a generic, you can, generic level 8, you can summon it pretty easily. All monsters your opponent controls become dragon types. Pretty simple. Once per turn, if you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target 1 Buster Blader in your graveyard, special summon it once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you can target 1 Buster Blader you control, equip it with 1 Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard. So, first effect, all of them are dragon type monsters. This effect, switch them all to defense and they can't activate their effects. So you see how it works. It's a really nice little combo. Not that difficult to pull off, but also not the whole gimmick of the deck, which is what I feared with the Buster Bladers. They really felt like a gimmicky deck. You either make this board or go bust. And I really wanted to kind of give the deck a bit of backing to make sure that it did have some other plays it can make, and also to go into this combo more often as well. So that's why I have these, and obviously mixed it with the Blue Eyes. 2 and 2 is all that I need. I did have 3 Buster Dragon at one point, but I've cut it down simply because I need more space in my extra deck, and it's really difficult to find some. So the Buster Dragons are really nice. Often I can go into 3 of them in one duel, but it's not that common. But yeah, so these are your main core Buster Blader engine for the extra deck. Going on to the Blue Eyes engine in the extra deck, we have 1 Twin Blue Eyes, Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Really like the cards. The artwork is absolutely sick. Like some of the actual shines that you get off it are like incredible. I really love this card. If you don't know what it does, it requires 2 just standard Blue Eyes White Dragons. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by any other ways, but it's a contact, so you don't need to actually use polymerization. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Really weird actual clause in my opinion, because I don't really see why this would need to be destroyed by battle. But anyway, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the start of the damage step, when this card attacks the opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, it banishes the monster instead. So that's kind of what the whole can't be destroyed by battle thing is, but I very rarely use that type of clause anyway. But it can attack twice your opponent's monsters. It's a shame it can't attack your opponent's life points twice, but you know, that might be a little bit too ridiculous depending on how you want to look at the deck. So really simple. I don't really summon him all that much, but sometimes he can be game ending if I do, so I really do like it. Next up, we have 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This card's just absolutely insane, really easy to summon. And just in general, it's just nice. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time, so you can't do big pendulum summons or different things like that, or a big soul charge. So it's pretty nice. Once per turn during either player's turn, when an effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. So nice little graveyard negation. During either player's turn, you contribute this synchro summoned card, special summon 1 light dragon monster from your extra deck in defense position, except itself, and then it's destroyed in the end phase. So you might be thinking, well, what good targets do we have for this? Azora Eyes. And do you know why Azora Eyes is a really good one? Because Azora Eyes states, when this card is special summoned, dragon type monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end phase. So it gets around Spirit Dragon's nice little monster popping, to be honest, because when you would come out, you normally have to summon something and then it would die in the end phase. Not with the Azora Eyes, because it would just stay there. So a lot of the times you will want to maybe do this in your end phase. It depends on how your opponent's playing, because it's going to be difficult to play around this unless they strike it or anything like that. But Azora Eyes is really nice, and then obviously in your turn you can bring back a Blue Eyes, so on and so forth. Really, really solid. Love this little engine, and they're just so fun to play. I really do love them. Then we have 1 Red Hot Dragon Archfiend Abyss. The reason why I've got this is because it's a level 9, really nice to summon, really easy as well. The Dark Tuner, the Dark Dragon type monsters are the Buster Dragons. That's the way that you summon it. All the rest are lights. But he can really help you, especially if you are in a bit of a pickle, and the Buster Dragon isn't actually helping you all that much. So Abyss is a really nice one, and it also combos well with the next card, which is Cloud Castle. Now you're probably thinking, well, what the hell is this? Well, this came out a very long time ago. It's a level 9 wind, 0 attack, 3000 defense. 1 tuner and 1 more non-tuner, so it's generic. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 9 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack. Try that again. Level 8 monsters, level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn they are normal special summoned. So there you go. There's me flubbing. Gotta love some flubbing. But ones you can bring back are basically this, and this. So there's a nice plethora of cards that you can bring back, especially because you will be going through them quite a lot. And it's just nice as well, you can stop your opponent from OTKing you or anything like that. And 3000 defense is pretty decent. So this level 9 is quite nice, and you know, it's easy to go into, as I said. And then finally we have the Xyz. We have one number 1 of 7 and also a Dark Matter Dragon just to go along with it. Dark Matter Dragon is just to hopefully clear out the board of any annoying cards. Also to clear out the deck, so I can put like my White Stone Legends and all this stuff in the graveyard. It is super, super nice. And yeah, just in general, it's a pretty game-ending card. I do like it. I felt that Tachyon Dragon was the better one. I was playing around with the other one, but Tachyon Dragon was the better card if I were just using it on its own. And then finally, the 2 rank 8s. We have Divine Dragon King. I don't know why I'm flubbing so much, but it's Felground. We all know it's Felground. And then number 38, Hope Barringer. So these are just pretty decent as well. Just standard level 8s rank 8s that I felt would be really good for the deck. And they really help solidify a lot of boards as well. So I really do like it. Felground's also pretty nice. And this is to stop any, them using mass cards like Raigeki or Darkhold to really screw up my plays. But that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. As I said, it's a really fun deck. I really do enjoy it. I'm really happy that I finally got everything and can play the deck. So, yeah, I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to do a quick little video at the end so you can see some replays of just an example of how the deck runs. Make sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the deck down in the comment section below. And enjoy the video. Roll that tape.